Right out the gate, Cancer, I'm getting kind of an interesting energy for you where it feels like you're either dealing with a lot of anxiety or really fixated on a problem. And it's almost like the faster or more you're trying to solve it, the further you get away from the answer or the resolution. And so I think there is almost this merit to taking a step back and kind of letting things sort of almost like play out in front of you a little bit, get a bit of a bigger perspective. I did get a couple of animal cards here. We'll get to the tarot in just a moment, but I did pull the mouse. And this can often indicate getting stuck up on the details, almost like looking for reasons to worry, or you know how when you're just really anxious, it's easy for you to kind of get anxious about other things as well. It's like thoughts attract like. And it feels like you're kind of in this sort of wind tunnel, so to speak, where you're just sort of stuck in your head, or you're just stuck in this like anxious state. And the card that actually came after that was the spider. And it's really interesting because I feel like there's a lot more composure with this card. There's a lot more structure here. It's not as frantic or mousy as this first energy. It feels very much like there is taking this sort of detail orientedness and using it in a way that's very productive. So if it feels like your mind is kind of your own worst enemy right now, I feel like it's important to give yourself some sort of mental task, or to give your mind something that is productive to work on or focus towards. Because again, it's like the more you're trying to fixate on a solution or a specific outcome, the further it actually makes you, or at least the further you feel from it. So very interesting energy already here. I'd love to hear in the comments how this is landing for you so far. I do want to announce really quickly that I'm running a sale on my website. So if you want to get an astrology chart reading, either a year ahead spread or just take a deep dive into your birth chart, now is an awesome time to do that. You can get 30% off all of my astrology chart readings using the code in the stars through the month of January. You can also find links for all of my other services like energy healing and tarot readings as well. I do have links for my website in the description, as well as links for all of my other social media accounts. These are also general readings, so not all of the messages that come forward are necessarily meant for you, so trust your own intuition and discernment above all here. So what are the messages that we have for Cancer? What are the messages we have for Cancer? I do get a sense of a setback here. I have the Knight of Cups upright with the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this is sort of an interesting combination, because it feels like there is some kind of desire. Maybe there's even like an unrequited love situation, because it's like there is the heart here with the Knight of Cups. But something isn't quite making sense or adding up or not connecting. For those of you who aren't in a relationship with somebody or aren't connecting to another person, this could also just be about your own heart, your own creativity. It feels like you're trying to move in this direction, but you're not necessarily feeling it. It's almost giving me like this energy of, I know I should be doing something, even if I don't want to. I know it's good for me. Like, I know it's good to exercise or eat well, or whatever this version is for you. It's almost like kind of going through the motions until you actually feel better. Like, you know what's right for you, even if it doesn't necessarily give you that instant gratification. That's kind of what I'm getting here. I do also have the Chariot in reverse with the Sun upright. So it is kind of like, you know, there's some sort of clarity, but something can't be rushed. It's almost like something isn't ready right now. This could actually be another person, if I'm being perfectly honest. We do have quite a bit of water energy. Could be another Cancer with the Chariot in reverse. Could also be Pisces or Scorpio. We do also have Leo energy with the Sun as well. But honestly, Cancer, regardless of whether this is taking the form of another person or some kind of blockage in your life, whatever it is that's nearest to your heart, I think there's almost this question coming up of like reflecting, what part of me might not be ready for the relationship, for the thing that I'm really desiring? And it's like you want to be ready. This could also be a situation where somebody wants to want a relationship or an outcome, but they just don't. And either way, I feel like it's important to kind of ask yourself, where might you be chasing after things that might not be meant for you, at least right now? 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is definitely rethinking happiness to me. And it's almost like, I don't want to say it's looking for happiness in the wrong places, but it does feel like there's some kind of inner component that's missing. And it's almost like making your happiness conditional on your life looking a very specific way. And the reality is your life, you could be happy in almost an infinite number of ways. And being open to that feels important. And it's weird because I'm getting like this energy of like a setback, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like the dreams have to be totally dashed here with the 10 of Cups. Your life just not might look the way you had thought or expected or hoped, but it's not like all hope is lost. And I mean, at the time of this recording, it is a timeless reading, but we did just have a full moon in Capricorn, which could have indicated some kind of major ending in relationships or some sort of cycle in relationships coming to a peak or coming to a close. But we do have a new moon coming up. Or I'm sorry, the full moon was in your sign, actually, and the new moon could represent a new cycle in relationships that's happening in about a week's time. But I do feel like you've been going through some sort of rebirth yourself. And it's almost like the relationship or the thing that you thought would make you happy might not connect. And that might be the thing with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups in reverse. It's like you actually might have the relationship, you might have the job, you might have the thing that you once wanted, but it no longer connects with that Ace of Cups in reverse. It wasn't quite the thing you thought it would be, or the feelings have changed. Feelings are changing right now. And honestly, Cancer, this feels like it's about you. Your feelings about a person or a situation are changing, and it could actually be like multiple things. I don't think this is necessarily about one thing right now. It's almost like you're surprising yourself. Yeah, the Hermit coming up here. This is very much about you in relationship with yourself, getting back in touch with yourself. Now, I did actually pull this card in the reverse position, but I felt like it needed to be upright. But I do think it's worth noting that it almost feels like you've been disconnected from yourself and you are now in the process of reconnecting to yourself. Maybe you thought you wanted something because that's what society taught you, or that's what you thought growing up is what you wanted. It's like getting to know yourself for the first time. And I am almost getting the sense of guilt for you, Cancer, or someone involved, where it's like there is this energy of wanting to want something. I'm honestly kind of getting a relationship with this, where it's like you want to want somebody or be in love with them or be in a relationship with them, but it's just not connecting for you. We had a bunch of cards come out here. The only card that came face up was the Two of Wands. So it does feel like you're looking ahead. You're charting a new course for yourself, something that's more aligned with what you actually want, Cancer. But I do think the most important step right now is reconnecting with yourself, introspecting, getting back in touch with your inner light. I do feel like there is a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is sort of interesting because for some of you, maybe there is this energy of harvest, but I actually feel like this is almost about a new beginning after being sort of, I don't want to say stuck with something, but it's like you've been committed to something for a while. And I do have this Nine of Wands here as well, where it's like you've been fighting for something, working for something, almost pushing yourself to the point of burnout. And it's like you keep telling yourself, I just need to keep going. I just need to see this through. Maybe that's part of the mouse and the spider energy, where it's like you're almost in this frantic headspace, or like this stubborn sort of like, I can solve this, I can fix this. But it almost feels like there's more value in committing into something new. Starting over. If there is a new opportunity in your life right now, Cancer, I feel like it's important that you take it, especially if it's a job or maybe a new home or living space. Because I feel like there is this need to start over. I don't think that's necessarily something that can happen right now. For some of you, starting over actually could mean a move or some kind of travel as well with the Two of Wands. But it's almost like by fighting against something, it's like fighting against yourself. And you're almost in this catch-22 of like, I've put so much time and energy into this person, into this situation, I can't possibly let it go. But it's like the longer you're doing that, the harder it is going to be to leave or to choose something different. And I think you know in your heart of hearts, Cancer, for those of you who are meant to hear this message, like something just isn't working. And it's not even about fixing something because it's not broken. It just doesn't feel like it's meant for you. And I think when you try to stop solving it or fixing it, you can actually start to weave a web. You can start to create a life or a foundation for yourself that's going to attract the things that you want or that you're looking for. And I feel like it benefits everybody involved. Really specific situation, and it won't apply for every one of you, but I almost get the sense of like being in a relationship, and maybe you talked about having children or something. Maybe you didn't want to have kids and someone changed their mind and they want to now. Like I'm getting this sort of like the paths have changed, the future plans have changed, and that's not wrong. It's not wrong to change your mind. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it means that you're not compatible anymore. But it's not wrong that desires have changed or have been clarified. I think it's important to say that. I'm honestly not getting a sense of deception. Maybe there was like a self-deception, honestly. Maybe someone was wanting to want something again, or just kind of like going along with the motions. They wanted to make you happy or you wanted to make somebody else happy, but there was something that was a compromise that wasn't conscious. That's for some of you in your situations. But I do feel like there's a new beginning here regardless with the Ace of Pentacles. And you're not as stuck as you think you are with the Eight of Swords. Getting out of your head a little bit, getting out of your own way. It's almost like the answer is so obvious you're not seeing it, Cancer. Or you're not admitting to it. Because I feel like something hasn't been working for a while. And maybe you've just felt stuck because you don't know how to move forward, but I do feel like there is a path that's being cleared, especially with the Two of Wands in the near future. You are charting a course. There is a next move that's becoming apparent. And I feel like it's also important for you to focus on the things that do give you a sense of flow, momentum with the spider, doing things that you love. Because I do kind of get a sense of almost feeling stuck or trapped, if I'm being honest. I don't think that's as real as it feels. It could be for some of you, but I feel like regardless, you're seeing some sort of out or a door is opening up. And I think in the meantime, it's just important to find that flow state, to just weave, to create. And that is going to help attract success or what you truly desire for the future. Yep. Yeah, there's something you're not wanting to see with the Four of Cups, Eight of Swords. This can't be denied anymore. Something just cannot be denied anymore. I knew the Four of Cups was going to come out too. Once I started talking about this Eight of Swords, I was like, I bet the Four of Cups is coming out. I just said, like, there's something you're not seeing or wanting to admit to. That is very Four of Cups energy in this context, especially. But I do think there's also a silver lining. There is a relief that comes from the acceptance, because it's like the Ace of Cups that you've been looking for, that's been missing, has actually been right in front of your face all along. And it's like you admitting to what you really want, to what really feels aligned to you and what doesn't. And I feel like that's kind of the first step here, is being honest with yourself. Anything else for Cancer at this time? Don't listen to what other people think or what you're afraid they might say to you with the Five of Wands. This actually showed up in reverse. It's almost like other people's voices are in your head, but it's not like other people are even telling you. It's like there's this anxiety. You're filtering yourself, ultimately. Whether there are people in your life who are speaking out loud or it is voices in your head, I do kind of feel like it's the latter for most of you. But either way, you're choosing to not say something or to not follow your heart, your intuition, whatever your internal guidance system is saying, because there's almost this fear of how other people will respond. But even if they respond poorly, like, you already kind of know what's right for you, Cancer. You definitely know what's not working for you. Anything else? Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This feels like finding your fire, finding your passion, going on some kind of adventure. I really do feel like, Cancer, this is about reconnecting to your spark. And it's almost like being the version of yourself you didn't let yourself be, or you only allowed yourself to be around certain people. You know, sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm not going to go on this fancy trip alone. I'm going to go with a partner, or I'm going to do these things with a partner. It feels like now is the time to say yes for yourself. And I would love to hear in the comments down below what this looks like for you. What are the things you've wanted to try that you just haven't given yourself permission or time to do? I really think with the spider, doing anything that can give you that sense of flow is going to be beneficial for your energy. And I do feel like you are ultimately going to be feeling like yourself again. You're probably going to be feeling better than you have in a very long time. I keep hearing like travel and trip too. So it does feel like, again, for some of you, this could be about travel. And maybe now, if you're leaving a relationship, maybe it frees you up to move or to go on an extended trip or something like that. Or whatever situation you're walking away from. Anyways, Cancer, those are all the messages I am getting for you right now. I do hope that this was helpful. If you've made it all the way to the end and this resonated, definitely consider hitting that like and subscribe or that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. That way you can always stay up to date with what the cards have in store for you, and also help support this channel. I really do appreciate that. You can find all of my links in the description of this video. Again, I'm offering 30% off astrology chart readings. That is through the month of January using the code in the stars. You can find the link for my website in the description below. I do also have a coffee where you can make a one-time or monthly donation for those of you who have the means and feel so called. Otherwise, any support you give this channel is greatly appreciated. I will see you all in the next video. I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. Take care, Cancer.